Welcome back to another episode of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Caitlin Bell, here with our forecaster, Filippo Formica. And Filippo, currently we are in an active weather pattern, which will continue for the next couple of days and even into the weekend. So can you give some insight on that?
Yeah, Caitlin, we're in a wintry parade of storms right now. Another storm projected for the weekend and another one for next week.
Okay, thank you, Filippo. For right now, here is your Nature in the News.
Wonder why we get different types of precipitation? Let's break it down. It all comes down to temperatures throughout the atmosphere. So rain can start as snow right at the base of the clouds, but as it starts to fall down, it encounters areas that are above 32 degrees Fahrenheit and will always fall to the ground as liquid precipitation. Now, hail, that happens when raindrops actually get forced upwards into that colder air and over again start to accumulate some ice and eventually fall to the ground as ice. Now, sleet, that happens when we see a warm layer in the middle of the atmosphere, cold, warm, cold. That creates these little ice balls here. Freezing rain is when we have a warm temperature profile for the majority of the atmosphere, and then we see a cold layer right at the surface, and we start to see this little ice accretion. Grapple is like soft hail. It's when some small water droplets form on snowflakes, and of course you have snow, where everything's below 32 degrees, and we get this beautiful sight right here.
Good morning, Center County. I'm student meteorologist Filippo Formica here with your Tuesday morning forecast. Taking a look out at beautiful Beaver Stadium right now. Few clouds in the sky, but for the most part, beautiful blue skies. And taking a look at our current conditions out there, sunny and 61 with a dew point of 50 means it's a relatively cool to the point where short sleeve shirt is going to be just fine and you won't be sweating at all. 50-degree dew point. It's not humid out there at all. Walking to the building this morning, it was beautiful out there. A light wind to keeping that chill intact.
Forecast tomorrow night, but certainly an active pattern. We talked about it earlier this week, a steady diet of storms, Filippo.
Yeah, Rob, it's a weekend to be weather aware yet again. Thank you so much for that forecast.
Absolutely.
And thank you all for watching this evening. Tune in again tomorrow night for 2 weeks of forecasts in our Friday Forecast Frenzy featuring more wintry precipitation. We'll see you then. Would it be 6 more weeks of winter or early spring? That's what the record high crowd of over 40,000 attendees were asking before daybreak on Sunday in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. A tradition dating back to 1887, Groundhog Day has been a staple for weather enthusiasts of all ages. The prognosticator of all prognosticators, Punxsutawney Phil ventured out of his burrow this year, then proceeded to spot his shadow and declare that there will be 6 more weeks of winter. The story of the week leading up to the event, however, was the accuracy of Phil's predictions. The National Weather Service looked at Phil's previous predictions and compared temperature departures from average for the months of February and March. They found the infamous groundhog had a success rate of 35%. Will Phil's prediction hold true this year? Only time will tell. Welcome back. Taking a look in Litchfield right now. Some puffy clouds out there, but some peaks of blue sky. And as we take a look at the bigger picture here on our satellite loop, you can see those clouds starting to filter into the northwest part of the state and some thunderstorms starting to brew up here in Pennsylvania. Those will eventually be moving our way towards this afternoon and evening. So let's take a look here at our high temperatures for today. 90s in Windsor Locks and Hartford, even Middletown touching 90 there too. In general, mid to upper 80s. Some lower 80s along the shoreline in the southeast, but a steamy day out there for sure. And let's time out those storms for this evening. 6 o'clock is when we should be starting to see those storms roll into the western part of the state. And as we get towards the later night hours, we will be seeing those storms just continue to fire in some spots, but they do die down as we move east. For tonight, temperatures stay in the 70s. Could see some fog in the southeastern portion of the state, but 70-degree dew points, 70-degree lows. It is going to be an unpleasant night for sure. Those storms start to roll out during the early hours of the overnight. So as we continue on here, let's time out these storms a little bit more. So you can see cluster of storms here right around 7:30 tonight. Nowhere is going to be left out. Don't take these exact spots verbatim, but in general, we're going to be seeing some pretty heavy rainfall totals and potentially some strong winds in some spots. With that level 1 risk of severe storms, we also have a level 2 risk of flash flooding. So where these storms start to line up could see some puddling on the roads especially. And backyard forecast for tomorrow, not looking great out there. Storms, storms, storms. 80 degrees during the noontime hour with some showers, cloudy generally. We're going to be seeing some flashes of lightning during the afternoon and evening. Not a great day to be out in the pool, especially with that lightning around. In general, just not a great day for a lot of outdoor activities. Just like I used to play baseball, lightning, 30-minute delay. So not a great time to be out having some fun in the backyard for tomorrow. But we will be seeing things start to improve into next week, so there's some good news there. For tomorrow, we take a little bit of a chill pill here with some high 70s, low 80s. The peak here is at 85 in Windsor Locks, so big change of pace from today to tomorrow. 5 degrees may not seem like much, but it makes a huge difference when you're talking about 90s and mid-80s. So let's take a look at those dew points. 73 again tomorrow. Rough, but things start to calm down a little bit. By Thursday, that humidity will pretty much be gone compared to what we're feeling right now. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, still going to be a bit humid out there. So not a lot of relief in sight, but let's look forward to Thursday. And another good thing here is that those temperatures are going to be cooling down too. You can see in these blues here, the Climate Prediction Center is forecasting below average temperatures between August 7th and 11th. So something to look forward to for next week. And taking a look at your 10-day forecast, 90s in the picture for today with severe thunderstorms possible through much of the weekend. Today is definitely the better of the 2 days, but really not any winners here. And we could be seeing some showers in some tropical moisture moves through, but don't take this at face value. We could see some of these days be pretty nice. It all depends on where that moisture sets up. Things start to clear back out for next weekend, so maybe a time to go down to the beach there, Hammonasset. Next weekend's looking pretty nice. And here's your shoreline forecast. Speaking of Hammonasset, things right around 80 degrees for much of the week, and those waters balancing some things out. But again, we got to dodge some showers first.